Hey everybody, I'm Flash, and welcome back to a brand new video. As you've all probably known for a while, we recently hit 5,000 subscribers 1 month ago, which is pretty freaking nuts if I gotta say so myself. So today I'm here to do the legendary FlashCapQnA. 6 months late, if I might add. In all seriousness guys, it's pretty unreal how far we've gotten in such a short amount of time, so I can be nothing but grateful. And yes, before we begin, this video is going to be unscripted, so sorry if I sound rambly or I completely derail from your answer, because that's the way it is in real life as well. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get started. So first up guys, we have a question from Sapphire357 and Knuckles who asks, what got you into video games, and also, congratulations. First of all, thank you. And second of all, so my first experience with video games was sometime before Christmas or my birthday, I can't really remember which one, but I was sitting in the back of my parents' car, and I overheard them talking about what they were going to get me, whether or not they should get me a PlayStation in particular. And me overhearing the word PlayStation, I instantly thought it was some kind of like bouncy castle or like slide or something. And so I started yelling, yeah, I want a PlayStation, I want a freaking PlayStation. And little did I know, I ended up getting a PlayStation 2 as my first console, which was pretty sick. But while most people can say that their first video game was something like Mario or Sonic or like Crash Bandicoot, like all the really popular famous ones, my first video game was the PlayStation 2 licensed port of Cars, the movie. Yeah, the Pixar one, with the cars in it. And so upon immediately starting up the game, I instantly started mashing every button and slamming the controller in every possible direction, and crying because I didn't know that the X button was the acceleration button, and I didn't know how to use buttons and play video games. So I just turned off the console for a year and forgot about it. And then, a year later, when I was 5, I picked it up again, and for some reason I became a god at video games, and it's been that way ever since. Totally true story. Facts. Yeah. So the next question comes from this person who has a channel that's being remodeled and doesn't have a name, but they ask, you are 13? What? Nope, sorry, gotta say your guess is a little bit off. I'm actually years old, and I'm actually also in the grade in high school. So, there you go, that's your question for you. Hope you enjoy my answer. Alright, so the next question comes from Willie Harris, who asks, why is 6 hours of watching TV binge watching, but 6 hours of sleep barely enough? First of all, what? And second of all, I don't really watch TV that much anymore, so I can't really relate to that comment, but what I can relate to is the 6 hours of sleep thing, because I get about half of that on a regular basis. But what I will say I binge watched once, and that wasn't on TV, I finished the entire series of Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress in 2 days, and I just gotta say first, it's a freaking great anime, and second of all, yeah, wasn't on TV, so it doesn't count. I'm exempt. Alright, so the next person asking actually has 2 questions, who is Mary McDaniel, who says, here's my question. When will Discord die? Never. Okay, but in all seriousness, I think that, and this goes with any single platform or like, or console, or literally it can apply to anything, is that when a better version of something comes along, the older versions tend to die off or become not as popular anymore. And I think that's the case that happened with Skype and TeamSpeak when it comes to Discord. There were a lot of problems with them initially, and they just weren't as fun to use as Discord is. And so when Discord released, it was kind of like a breath of fresh air, and it fixed a lot of problems people had with the previous platforms. So I think that if something like that ever happens with Discord, like if it ever becomes outdated or ever becomes horrid to use, and someone else comes up, I think it would die then. But for right now, it's a pretty good program, gotta say. Also, please, Discord, give me an affiliate, please. Our next question is, why are you using Twitter when you barely have any freaking comments? I was using Twitter mainly because people post a lot of memes and garbage in the comments, which makes questions harder to find, and with Twitter I can just literally type in hashtag FlashCapQnA and find all the questions people ask there. And also, the fact of the matter is that I only have about 100 followers on Twitter, whereas I have 5,000 something subscribers on YouTube. It's a little bit of a big difference right there. So I wanted to sort of plug my Twitter in that instance to make people more aware that it actually existed, because that's actually a place you can get notified of my videos when they're uploaded better than YouTube, which is pretty ironic considering it's not YouTube, and that's YouTube's job, to notify people when your videos get uploaded. Talking to you, latest Hidden Blocks episode. The next question comes from Super Skybound, who asks, what do you think about the idea that the Heisenberg uncertainty principle doesn't apply to a low-friction, high-powered electromagnetic photon generator near perfect vacuum? Also, could you tell that I had no idea what I was talking about with the last question? By the way, he's 6 months old. He thinks. Well, to answer that question. Nani oitemasu ka? Hope that was a satisfying and well thought out answer. Technology Tree asks, FlashCap, what's your favorite Switch game and why? My favorite Switch game at the moment, and while I don't play it that much anymore, is Super Mario Odyssey. It was so packed with content, there was so much stuff you could do, and I played it a ton throughout Christmas break when I originally got my Switch. It was also the first Switch game that I got, so yeah, there's that. Basically, it's the first game that I ever played for the console, and also the one that I have the best memories with so far. Then again, I haven't played Zelda Breath of the Wild yet, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe yet, or pretty much any of the other big name Nintendo Switch games that have come out in the last couple of months. So, I don't know, there could always be a second one that takes its place sometime soon. But for now, Mario Odyssey is my favorite Switch game. Alright, so Chuckling Knuckles asks, FlashCap, what do you think about Sonic Mania Plus? Well, personally, I really enjoyed Encore Mode. I thought the mechanic was pretty interesting, and it also reminded me a lot of Sonic Heroes, which is my favorite Sonic game of all time, by the way. And, I'm a little bit disappointed, though, that, like, we didn't get any new stages. But if I had to choose between a couple new stages for Mania versus an entirely new game made by Christian Whitehead and the other Mania developers, I'd gladly take the latter of the two. But overall, I mean, I'd say it's worth $5. If you like Sonic Mania, just give it a try. TH asks, Touchbit Gaming, what are you doing here?
I don't know. What are you doing here?
Alright, so my boy the Gaming Onion asks, 5K? How the heck did that happen? Anyway, since I don't use Twitter because it sucks, I'll just post my question here. Question. I can't think of any questions, please help. Well, that's not exactly a question, so I think I found your problem right there. Can't really help you with that, but thank you for the comment nonetheless. Now moving on to the Twitter questions. Shout out to these two dudes who actually use Twitter and are cool and use it, which you guys should totally do. Link in the description. Magic Show 217 says, it's your boy MagicCraft 219, and I have a question. Are you gonna make a Discord server, and if not, why not? Well, to be completely honest, I never really understood why YouTubers have Discord servers in the first place. And I just see myself as a normal dude who just plays video games and likes making videos about them. So I never really saw myself as important enough to make a Discord server. Not only that, but I don't really think the channel is active enough, quote unquote, to have a Discord server yet, but maybe in the future when it grows a little bit I might start something up. However, what I can tell you is that I'm working alongside a couple of other YouTubers to make something that may or may not be a Discord server in the future, but it involves all of our videos and kind of a combination of all of our efforts instead of just being centered around one person. Without spoiling too much, I think I can just say that it would be a community hub for all of our channels' videos to go onto, because me and the other channels I was talking to, we don't upload that much, and we all make similar kind of content, and we figured, hey, why not make something where we can directly notify the users ourselves, and why not make something where we can feature multiple shows and videos on the same platform. So if you kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about, that's good for you, and if not, you'll just have to see what I have to announce in the next months. And the final question for this video comes from PK Lonk, who says, hey, congrats on 5K subs, here's my question for FlashCapQnA. Who is this guy? Did you answer it in another video, or are you yet to explain it in some other video? And yeah, I actually have yet to explain what that character in my intro is all about. So way back when I started Tallest Flash Season 2, or when I was even thinking about starting it, I originally intended for it to be way more script-based and like, way more writing-based, like JonTron and like the Angry Video Game Nerd Show, stuff like that. Well, around the same time, my friend Chris, who I think I brought up in like probably another video or something, he was also planning on starting a YouTube channel of his own, which was going to be called Space Cat, or something involving Space Cat. And so, as you can probably guess, this character is Space Cat, which was his part he was going to play in my series, and I was also going to be in his series. It was going to be like a crossover kind of thing. And although he did never end up making a channel, he did go on to say that this intro would remain to be Space Cat's final resting place, because he doesn't plan to do it anymore. But, I mean, who knows? I mean, with his permission, of course, I may use the character for a later thing, or I may just completely, like, rework it into something new. I don't know. But yeah, until I figured out what to do with the guy, I think Space Cat is going to stay in the intro for a little bit longer. And there it is, guys. Those were all of my questions that I got for the FlashCap Q&A, and this video ended up being about twice the length I actually expected, which is probably because I didn't do it for 6 months. But that aside, thank you all for oh crap, I just threw my glasses, lol. Thank you all so much for submitting the questions. They were awesome to answer, and you know, just to get to talk to you guys a little bit more. And also thank you to everybody who subscribed to help me to get to 5,000 subscribers. And most of all, just thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for, you know, being here, existing. YouTube's been pretty fun so far. And while I'm definitely gonna do this for a long time, it's pretty nice to see how far we can get. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be back in a flash.